I'm not one to complain, but that night felt like the universe was playing some sick joke on me. Let me set the scene. I'm driving home from work, dead tired, dressed in my usual button-up shirt and slacks because, corporate life doesn't do casual Fridays. The clock reads 9:47 p.m., and all I can think about is throwing myself onto my couch and zoning out with whatever trash TV's on. The road is quiet, eerily quiet. One of those nights when even the streetlights seem dimmer, and the shadows on the sidewalks feel like they're watching. I'm halfway home when I notice headlights in my rearview mirror. Bright, uncomfortably close. And then, bam, flashing red and blue lights. Shit, I mutter, pulling over to the side. My mind races. Did I roll through a stop sign? Speeding? Nah, I've got the cleanest record in town. Still, I roll down the window, hands firmly on the wheel like I'm auditioning for a driver's ed video. 2 cops approach. The first guy, Sergeant something, I later learn it's Bradley Harris, has this look on his face like he just caught me stealing his grandma's purse. Behind him is Officer Michael Randall, who's built like a linebacker but moves like he's auditioning for Broadway. Harris leans into the window, flashlight beaming directly into my eyes. "Evening, sir. License and registration," he barks, voice sharp enough to cut glass. I hand him my stuff, keeping my tone polite. "Good evening, officer. Is there a problem?" "Yeah, a big one," Harris replies. He doesn't elaborate. Instead, he tilts his head toward Randall, who's already circling my car like a shark sniffing blood. At this point, I'm trying to keep my cool, but something feels off. My car's spotless, and I've got no reason to be nervous, except for the fact that these guys are acting like I just drove a getaway car out of a bank heist. Then it happens. Randall pops the trunk without asking. No warrant, no permission, just flips it open like he owns the damn thing. My stomach drops when he yells out, "Well, well, well, what do we have here?" Harris pulls me out of the car, rougher than necessary. Now I'm standing there in the cold, hands cuffed behind my back as they pull out a backpack I've never seen in my life. Inside? Wads of cash and a gun that looks like it's been through a war. "What the fuck is this?" I ask, staring at the bag like it might explode. Harris smirks. "That's what we're gonna figure out back at the station." "Wait, hold on. That's not mine," I yell, panic creeping into my voice. My heart's pounding so loud I'm surprised they can't hear it. But they don't care. They're too busy high-fiving each other like they just won the lottery. Randall chuckles. "Yeah, sure, buddy. That's what they all say." They shove me into the back of their cruiser, and let me tell you, it smells like bad decisions and worse intentions. As they drive, I can hear them joking up front. "Think he'll crack in the first hour?" Randall asks. "Please. Guys like him? They fold before we even start the paperwork," Harris replies, laughing. "Guys like me? What does that even mean?" Oh, I know exactly what it means. The ride to the station feels like an eternity. When we arrive, I'm dragged into an interrogation room. Cold metal table, flickering fluorescent light, the whole cliché. They sit across from me, Harris leaning forward like he's auditioning for good cop, bad cop, except they're both bad cops. "Why don't you just save us some time and tell us what you were doing near the bank tonight?" Harris starts, his tone oozing fake patience. "I wasn't near any bank. I was at work. Call my boss, check the cameras, do whatever you need to do. That's not my bag, and I didn't do anything." I snap back, my frustration boiling over. Randall grins like he's been waiting for this. "See, the thing is, your fingerprints are all over that gun. So either you confess now, or we let the evidence speak for itself. My fingerprints, that's impossible." My head's spinning. "Did they plant it? When? How?" My voice cracks as I reply, "You're lying." Harris slams his hand on the table, making me jump. "Watch your tone, kid. You're in no position to call anyone a liar." For hours, they grill me, throwing accusations, twisting my words, trying to make me slip up. But I hold my ground. Every time I deny it, they get angrier. Their questions more pointed. It's like they're playing a game, and the goal is to break me before sunrise. By the time they finally toss me into a holding cell, it's past midnight. The cell smells like sweat and regret, and the guy in the corner won't stop humming some off-key tune. I slump onto the bench, my head in my hands, trying to make sense of what just happened. This can't be real. I didn't do anything, but these bastards have me locked up like I'm some kind of criminal mastermind. And the worst part? Nobody's coming to save me. Not tonight, anyway. As the cell door slams shut, I take a deep breath and mutter to myself, "All right, James. Time to figure out how the hell you're going to get out of this mess." Sitting in that cell, I'm stewing. My mind's racing, but every thought ends the same. These bastards set me up, and now I'm screwed. Morning comes too fast, and I'm yanked out of the cell like I'm the headliner at some sick circus. Harris and Randall are already waiting, smug as hell. "Ready to come clean?" Harris asks, leaning back in his chair like he owns the place. "Clean about what?" I snap. You're the ones playing dirty. Randall chuckles. Cute. Keep it up, and we'll make sure the judge sees just how dangerous you are. They toss out more bullshit. Fabricated witness statements, security footage too blurry to ID anyone, and of course, that planted gun. My heart's pounding, but I keep my cool. I know the truth, even if they're hell-bent on burying it. Finally, my court-appointed lawyer shows up. A guy who looks like he'd rather be anywhere else. He fumbles through my case file, muttering legal jargon that's not helping my confidence. You're facing some serious charges, he says, barely looking at me. No shit, I snap back. How about helping me prove I didn't do it? But even he looks like he doesn't buy it. The system's stacked, and I'm the guy at the bottom of the pile. By the time I'm back in the cell, the weight of it all starts sinking in. The media's already running with the story. I catch snippets of headlines on a nearby TV. Suspected robber in custody. My face is plastered everywhere like I'm some criminal mastermind. The other guys in the cell are staring, and one finally speaks up. So, you the guy who hit the bank? Do I look like I robbed a damn bank? I snap, but my voice cracks. Even I don't sound convincing anymore. That night I can't sleep. My brain's a war zone of anger, fear, and this gnawing sense that I'm running out of time. If I don't figure something out, these cops will win. And I can't let that happen, not like this. The court date comes faster than I'd like, and let me tell you, walking into that courtroom feels like stepping into a lion's den. Harris and Randall sit there looking smug as hell while the prosecutor's got her game face on like this is the slam dunk of her career. Meanwhile, I'm stuck with my lawyer, a guy who has all the charisma of a wet sponge. As the trial kicks off, they come at me hard. The prosecutor paints me as some mastermind with a gun in one hand and a getaway bag in the other. Evidence? The gun, the cash, and those bogus fingerprints Harris swears are mine. Ladies and gentlemen, she says, pointing at me, this man thought he could rob a bank and get away with it. Let's prove him wrong. My blood's boiling, but I keep it together. Then my lawyer finally steps up and, surprise, surprise, he's got something useful. Time-stamped footage from my office proving I was at work when this whole mess went down. He slaps it onto the table like it's a mic drop moment, but Harris doesn't flinch. Could have had an accomplice, he says, leaning back like this is a casual chat over coffee. You're lying, I snap, jumping to my feet. The judge bangs his gavel, and my lawyer shoots me a look like, sit your ass down or we're both toast. As the day drags on, things take a darker turn. Harris and Randall double down, swearing under oath that I looked nervous and suspicious when they pulled me over. It's all bullshit, but they sell it like seasoned con artists. By the end of the day, I feel like I'm sinking. The jury's watching me like I'm guilty. My lawyer's barely holding it together, and those cops are walking away like they've already won. But something shifts. My lawyer pulls me aside after the session and whispers, I've got an idea, but it's risky. I don't ask questions. At this point, risky's all I've got. The next day, court feels like a pressure cooker about to blow. Harris and Randall are sitting smug in their seats like they're already framing their Hero Cops of the Year awards. The prosecutor's wrapping things up, making me sound like the poster child for criminals. And then, my lawyer drops the bomb. Your Honor, he says, standing tall for the first time in this whole mess, we have a critical piece of evidence that's just come to light. He cues the courtroom's AV system, and up pops footage from a traffic camera near my stop that night. It shows Harris and Randall pulling me over, and wait for it, Randall casually placing the bag in my trunk. The room goes dead silent. Even the jury looks like they just got slapped. Harris jumps up, his voice dripping with panic. This is fake, edited. You can't trust. Sit down, the judge snaps, his face a shade darker than furious. But I'm not done. I stand, calm as hell, and pull out a badge from my pocket. The courtroom gasps. For the record, I say, locking eyes with Harris, I'm Agent James Miller, CIA, and I've been investigating corruption like yours for months. Harris and Randall freeze, their smugness replaced with pure terror. The prosecutor stumbles through some excuse, but it's too late. The judge orders their immediate detention for perjury, evidence tampering, and who knows what else. When it's all over, I walk out of that courtroom free, the media swarming like flies on honey. Someone yells, "How does it feel to take down dirty cops?" I flash a grin and reply, "Feels like justice." Then I keep walking. After all, there's more work to do, and corrupt cops don't catch themselves.